Hey guys, it's Bear with the GIMPY Camper. I know it's been a while since I've had a video. I've been busy. I went up to work in New York City for a while. I've been back for a few weeks. I'm trying to get some decks and stuff built on my house. And during all that, I've decided to upgrade the BlackStone. So I got a 36-inch air fryer combo right here that we're going to work on seasoning today. There's a lot of controversy about this. In my opinion, people spend way too much time thinking about this. This isn't something that's rocket science. When I first seasoned the BlackStone Griddle, I used Todd Toven's video. I'm going to link that up here. I find it very helpful. You know, it's just the directions that are in your instruction manual. And all these people, you'll find people talking about you got to use flaxseed oil, you got to use this, you got to use that. I'm not an oil snob. I personally usually use olive oil. It's always worked fine for me. People use canola oil, peanut oil, just any kind of cooking oil will work really. You know, in his video, all he does is you turn it on for like 15 minutes, let it heat up, and then you put some oil down. And generally speaking, people try to put thin layers of oil and use a rag to smear it around the bottom and all the edges. But I did this on my dad's griddle when I bought it. It worked great. That's what I'm going to do on this one. So I have olive oil spray. It's going to put down a good light coat. Everything's going to work fine. And you're going to be the judge of how it looks. You know, I'm not one of these people that says it has to all look completely black and grayed all the way across. Because guess what? It's going to keep seasoning as you keep cooking. So before you go to cook, this is kind of controversial too, but most people will agree. Or you'll get kind of angry because you'll be like, well, it's supposed to be non-stick. Before you cook, put you a little oil down on the griddle. Boom, done. And when you get done, after you scrape it off a little bit, I got a video about how I clean the little griddle. Same thing I do to this. It's right up here. One thing that I have learned since then is not to use more than a couple of tablespoons of water, and you want to let it cool down a little bit, which I usually only cook on medium heat these days. But let the oil burn off after you get done. Just like a little mini reseasoning. My problem with that is forgetting to turn the griddle off, so I always have to have Alexa set a timer for me. I know, I'm bad. But let's get started. First thing you want to do is turn the griddle on. Then you let it heat up for about 15 minutes, like I said. I do want to point out that you want to try to season it as quick as possible. You can see a little bit of surface rust right here. I was still building this deck whenever I got this, and the reason I went ahead and ordered it was because I saw our local Walmart had one in stock, and I didn't want it to be sold out. So I went ahead and ordered it, and I waited my 7 days that they would hold it, and I had to go pick it up. And then I went on a 20-mile backpacking trip last weekend, so it's been sitting out in the humidity, and you can see the rust is already starting on the outside. So that's why you want to go ahead and get this thing seasoned pretty quick. So in order to light this thing, you'll turn the gas on. You want to turn this on really slow, because there's a safety in there that cuts the flow off if it goes too fast. A lot of people that don't get a flame don't know about that, and that's the culprit. So we got that on. And then we go over here and we put these on light. We push our igniter. Boom. Got a flame. Okay, so this thing's been heating up about 15 minutes. You can see it's starting to turn colors here. I am, like I said, going to use this spray-on oil. This is olive oil. Some people tell you you can't use this stuff because it's got a propellant in it and it'll catch on fire. Well, use half a brain and don't spray it under there where the flame is. But still, you gotta do it at your own risk. I've never once seen it flame up when doing this on a griddle, and I've done it a lot. So, just do a light coat. Be sure to get the sides and all across. You also want to do the outside edge. Okay, so I flamed it up doing the outside edge. So you might want to use a paper towel to do that. But like I say, use it at your own risk. It's just the way I'm doing it. Especially up here on the top. Like I say, I've never had it do that. And this is a different kind than I usually use. I usually use the pan version. So you're just going to let this smoke and burn off, and then you're going to do that a few more times. No big deal. Okay guys, so that's about all I'm gonna do. I'm not real picky about the seasoning. I think this is gonna work fine for me. I did have a little bit of build up in the corners that I wiped off with the paper towel, and so it's got a little thick there. But for me, this is fine. But you can get into this as much or as little as you want to. The big thing for me is just don't stress about it. It's not that big of a deal, okay? I mean, so what if it's not all black and shiny and pretty? If the food doesn't stick, it doesn't get rusty, you have achieved your goal. And yeah, the olive oil did flame up when I did the edges, so watch out for that. And use your own judgment, because there may be some safety issues, but I don't see any problem with using it on the top. Okay? So, oh, and another thing that people commonly ask is, how long do I have to wait after I season it before I cook on it? We're going to cook on this baby right now.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.